Hey, what's up guys, it's Noah. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have another chess video of a game that I played against my friend Peter Nelson. I'll leave his Instagram link down in the description. He saw my recent chess video and asked if we could play some games. So yeah, Peter normally plays some 5-minute games, I normally play 10. So yeah, we played some 5-minute games. I'm going to show you the first two of our 5-game series today, and if you guys enjoy, then leave a like and I will put part 2 up on the channel very, very soon. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get into these games. So I'm playing with the white pieces first. Pete is ranked 462 in 5-minute games. I'm ranked 862, I believe, but I think I'd only played one to this point, so you know, that's not really indicative of where I'm actually at in 5-minute games, but yeah, let's just jump right into it. So we have a king's pawn opening, where we play the standard 4 knights opening. Yeah, it's just very simple, very standard. Yeah, it's what you expect to see. And now I play my bishop out, and Pete plays this move, pawn out to hit the bishop. However, this pawn is just a target. I have 1, 2, 3 pieces attacking it, and Pete only has 1, 2 pieces defending it. So I take it, and the knights get traded, and now Pete comes after my knight, because if he takes, I can take back my queen, and this is not an awful position for me, but he wants to go after my knight. I'm okay swapping knights, and then I push a pawn to eventually get my bishop out, and Pete guards his pawn. So after, what is this? This is after move 8. The position is okay. I'm up a pawn, but it's very, very similar positions. I can give a check, but he can just block with his queen. It's actually not a bad move here, I don't think, to just play this move and go give a check and then force a block and then go take it, and just not let him castle. I don't think that's a bad move at all. But I castle and I let him castle as well. Now I push this pawn because I want to force a trade, maybe get my rook on this file and open up. Instead, he pushes his pawn here on a5, and I push a4 to counteract it. And he pushes this pawn, creating a nice sturdy black squared or dark squared complex. And as you can see, my pawns are kind of all over the place. It's a really weird pawn structure, but I'm still up a pawn, and yeah, the position isn't awful for me. I have a lot of queenside play with both my bishop looking to get out, my queen looking to get out, and come attack these pieces over here. My bishop comes out. I don't want to go to this square because that would just hang it with the queen. But yeah, I attack the base of the pawn chain here, and now his queen can't move. His bishop has to come back to block it if he wants his queen to get out. So now his queen can't really move, but he puts his rook on the open file. I put my queen behind my bishop, one to get it out, but I can't go here because the bishop will come take me. And I don't really want to put it here either because this move it's uncomfortable for me. It's not ideal, but it's not awful either. So this pawn is still not hanging because it just takes, but it's not a problem either. If he takes me, then I can just slide my rook over. Here I put, well, first here Peter attacks my pawn, and he does a very good job here actually of pinning my pawn to my queen. It's sort of like a laser beam here through the pawn, because now I can't move this pawn forward because then my queen is hanging. I put my rook in the open file. I want to take control of this file as well, so if he takes, I can take back, and then I have control of the e file. But Pete makes not the best move here. He takes the pawn instead of just keeping the pin. First of all, again, I can just take. So I'm still winning the attacking threat here. There's no threat of actually taking anything, because I can just eventually take this back. It's not that big of a deal to me. So even though he's up, we're even in material right now, and he's technically won a pawn, it's not going to be that way for long, because I can just eventually take it back. First I take with check. I want to get the rooks off the board because I realize, okay, my position's about to be significantly better because I'm about to win a piece instead of a pawn. And he takes the queen. He takes with his queen now, so now he has control of the e file. So I kind of surrender control of the e file in exchange for this piece, and now I am laser beaming this rook with my queen and bishop. So the rook's got to move here. It's got to go here, it's got to go here, it's got to go somewhere along these. It can't really go here because there's no way out. It's got to come maybe to this this D file here. This would actually be a very, very strong move for Pete in this situation. Instead, he pushes this pawn, which I just take, and again, I'm guarded here, so he can't actually take me, and it's a bishop fork. So he's got to get his queen out. And in this position, Pete resigned the first game with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. He realized that he was going to lose too many pieces too quickly, and I had too many pawns left. And it's kind of funny because we started with a really poor pawn structure. So my pawn structure is about to drastically improve because I'm about to play c4 and b3, and I'm going to have this light squared complex here with my light squared bishop in front and my dark squared bishop about to be patrolling in behind and taking care of all of these pieces in behind. So yeah, I was the fact that my light squared bishop was my best attacker and I was about to have a very strong light squared pawn complex. It was very, very valuable, and it would have been really valuable going into this endgame, but Pete resigned. So after that first incredible game of chess, we move on to the second one, and at this point I'm playing extremely well. I'm playing very, very tactically, very, very strong. There wasn't a lot that Pete could have done, honestly, in the first game. I played very, very well. I think I played the first game at 97% cap score. I'll go back and look at it in a second, but I played extremely well. Very, very good chess. So I was feeling very confident going into the second game. Yeah, and then let's just get into it. So it's the same opening. We play 4 knights. Pete and I played the same opening. I think I just know it slightly better than him. Yeah. So this pawn is kind of weak because the king is the only guard. So if he wants to come in here, I'm not stuck because I can just move my queen or position maybe a knight to defend it. But yeah, it's not the best square. It's not the best situation. I definitely would have to put my queen on this square to guard a forward bishop move into here if he were to put his knight onto this square. But first I want to put this pawn out so that I can get this long bishop diagonal. I really like doing that in the 4 knights when I'm playing with black. First I get my bishop out here though. I could go here, and this is probably actually a better move to put the bishop on c5, because then I can hit the king and I can pin that pawn. There's a reason the bishop is on this square, right? It's strong. It's a strong diagonal. Nothing can really challenge it on this square, whereas this square is a bit more passive. It's a bit more defensive, but it does guard this pawn, which Pete takes. And so I say, alright, that's fine. I'll take back. And now I'm just up a piece. However, he comes in with this knight. And I can take, but then he can take back with 2 pieces. So do I want to take this knight? Not particularly. Like, let's think about what this knight can jump into. I can jump into here, I can jump into here, 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 here. Are any of those squares particularly weak? No, this square's not. It's got 2 pieces guarding it. This square is not weak because it has this queen and it has this pawn guarding. This square, is it really an issue if it goes back? No, because I can take first of all, I take the bishop. Second of all, and I discovered attack the knight again. So that's not really a weak square either. Yeah, I just wasn't worried by this knight move really. But I just didn't take the bishop. This is a free piece, and I just didn't take it. And this would have probably ended the game. Instead, I stuck to my plan of putting my bishop on the long diagonal, which isn't bad, but I should have taken the free piece. But what I didn't see was this was check. But I can still just take with the queen. So I get my piece back. Yeah, so now I'm up a piece again. And he moves his bishop back. So what I was thinking here was I should probably take this and just let the trade happen and get my knight off the board. In exchange for a bishop. Instead I just castle, and he moves a second time with his bishop. So first he dropped it back, and now he's going forward. I counteract with a rook move to guard this pawn, even though it was already guarded by the backwards knight move. I just wanted to reinforce it, and now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going all in on this square, trying to push, or all in on this corner with my bishop, trying to push. What I didn't see was that it just hangs a knight. And now Pete's up a pawn. I was a bit tilted because I didn't see this, so I was very upset with myself. This is a good move here that I just didn't see. Because again, it hits this pawn. I'm still maintaining this long-term pressure into this corner. But again, like I said, I was tilted. I wanted this bishop out because I definitely didn't want it to come in here at any point. And Pete makes a great play, just pushing this pawn, forking my queen and bishop. So I said, all right, you can have my bishop, but if you have my bishop, I'm going to have your queen. So he takes my queen. I take back. And he gives a check and takes the bishop. Let's go back one move. So let's take stock of the position now. Pete's now played full piece because he forked my bishop and up a pawn as well. Now these pawns are doubled, so I'm not really feeling that pawn yet, but I could in the long term. And I'm really feeling that piece because this bishop diagonal is looking extremely strong. Yeah. So I push. I want the bishop as far away from my side as I can get it. He drops back, and I put my rook on the open file, which is generally a good rule of practice. Now, what I need to do in this situation is just start pushing these pawns. Just push them, bring the king, try to get them up the board, and cause some chaos on that side of the board. Pete does a good job here. He wants to instigate. He wants to make lots of trades, which up 4 points of material is what you should be doing. I make a really poor move here because instead of just trading and saying, okay, that's fine, you can have my piece, or just taking and letting him take back, I just sacrifice this pawn. And from this point, playing basically like Magnus Carlsen in Game 1 to playing like Carlos Magnussen in Game 2. For those who didn't know, Magnus Carlsen is the chess world champion, and Carlos Magnussen is someone who's very bad at chess. So now I play Rook E2, and this game's not over. I'm still only 5 points of material down, which is not ideal, but it's also not the worst. I'm looking to infiltrate because these 5 pawns are all very static, and I can push my pawns up the board very quickly. Pete brings his rook out, and that's not the best move. I also do want to point out, though, this move just hangs a rook. And Pete just didn't see it for a while. He still didn't see it. I don't think he saw it the whole game. And we took, we traded rooks, because I realized here, I was hanging a rook. So I realized that I can't just, like, I could have gone and taken this, but I realized, oh crap, I'm hanging a rook. I need to get out of there. But I also didn't see that this is just checkmate. And in a couple turns, that's what I blunder. And so yeah, that's the first 2 games of our little series. Really well played the first game, and really poorly played the second game. So I hope you all enjoyed this this little mini 2-game series that Pete and I played. And like I said, the last 3 games that we played will be up on the channel very soon. Yeah, I'm excited to analyze them and go over them with you all. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, and I will see you all in the next video.